Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the Beat Lab. Here with my guys, Leisure Suit
What up?
and Mark.
Hello.
Dude, so this week we're doing gear reviews. Gear reviews,
Amps.
amplification. Yeah, so why are we reviewing these amps? Why are we doing that?
Well,
We had a dilemma.
no, I just think it comes up to debate. Personally,
Yeah,
like,
similar price points.
Yeah.
Nowadays a lot of people don't want to spend. They don't have $2,000 to drop on an amp. They just want something, that'll do the job and sound good, but they don't want to have to pay that price. And I
Yeah.
would say within the last 10 years, there's been major improvements over lower end everything really, but amps included. Back in the day, you spend $100 to $200 on an amp. It's
Yeah.
not going to sound good.
Yeah.
It's crazy that, the prices really came down on these things compared to what you paid for gear back. Like when I was in high school, if you got a practice amp that you didn't have like these cool Line 6 amps like you got now, you go buy like one of those little crates, solid
Oh, yeah.
state. I mean, it was like, it just had a button like
The built-in tuner on the front.
not even that, man. It was just like, low, mids, highs, a little like gain knob or the push button for distortion. Really, really basic. It was
then-
dog shit.
And you hook up your metal zone to it.
Yeah.
Your metal zone pedal.
Yeah, but it's like you said. Like my first amp that I had was a crate, and it cost me $300.
yeah,
Nowhere near what I
No.
got right now.
Yeah.
Nowhere near. Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. But same price.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So you got just a couple weeks ago. It's still very brand new to you. You got the Spider 4, the Line 6 Spider 4 75 watt combo, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah.
My dad came over and he took back his amp that he had over here that we used. So it left me in a predicament because I wanted to have another amp here in the Beat Lab that we could fart around with. So seeing that Leisure already bought the Line 6 and he has all these capabilities, I was looking online and I wanted to find something around the same price. And I found the Orange Micro Dark Terror.
Can I intervene here, real quick?
Yes.
I
You
just
have
want.
5
I
seconds.
just want to say. I think Ted is a gear motherfucker.
He's a
okay?
gear junkie.
Yeah, and when he gets shit, he has to get the best shit.
Or the newest up
Yeah,
and coming.
like-
thing. Not necessarily the
Or,
best.
Not necessarily the best, but
The hip.
in his world,
Yeah.
oh, it's the best. Okay, so I got the Line 6. The Line 6 used to be the best. To Ted, it used to be the best.
Well, because
But-
I had one, and I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
of
yeah,
course.
if I've
Of course
got
it was the best 'cause you
if
had
I'm
one.
repping it, it's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
right?
of course, but, and then you're gonna sell it to everybody else, and everybody else is gonna go buy that shit, and then you're gonna go get this shit, and you're gonna be like, oh, well, that's the best, right there. You guys got like, it's okay, but this is better.
That's perfect. That's good that you brought that up because that's
Yeah.
what we're going to explore
and
today.
that's exactly what we're gonna look at.
Yep.
And there's gonna be some points made, but I just want to point it out that fucking Ted just, god damn, sometimes you gotta just get him and jerk him,
Yeah.
because he likes it.
Little bit.
like shaken baby syndrome.
Yeah, dude.
I was thinking more like shake and bake, but that works
Yeah,
too.
but, I don't know. I just want to throw that out there in case anybody's listening that might know this guy, and they will agree with me, guarantee.
Maybe.
But yeah, we're gonna get into that. But there's another thing that happened recently, and we lost Merle Haggard.
Bakersfield native,
Yep.
Yeah, And
music legend.
I just want to go out and give condolences to the family and friends and the people, basically, of Bakersfield, because
he means a lot to this community,
Yeah.
man.
He's had a personal connection to a lot
Yeah.
of people here. I mean, to the whole town, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big, big loss.
Yeah, and one of the things that was, like cool to me is I was watching the news, and they were talking about how he would go into Zingo's and sit down and eat their biscuits and gravies.
Yeah.
And they said he'd just come in here and just like regular person, sit down, eat his biscuits and gravy, and I was like, that's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go eat some biscuits and gravy
In
honor.
memory.
at Zingo in honor of Merle Haggard, and I'm gonna get my tip. I'm gonna leave some money there, and on the back of one of the bills, I'm gonna go ahead and fucking write a Merle Haggard song on there, and just leave it there.
There you go.
Dude, that's a nice tribute, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. You know, I think he's owed it. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, rest in peace to that guy, man. Good guy.
Rest in peace, Merle.
Yep.
He's up there jamming, up there
Yeah.
with Buck. He met his buddy up there.
Yeah,
Another Bakersfield legend that we lost. You know.
yeah. That's
That was, how long ago was that now? That was like 5 years ago, maybe?
I was gonna say about 5 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but those are the pioneers right there. You know.
I heard a story about Buck that he, the night that he died, he played his last set at the Crystal Palace, and he wasn't feeling very good, and he was gonna leave. And as he was walking out, like a family was walking in, and they're like, "Man, we drove all the way from, somewhere far. They came in and they were telling him that, yeah, we came here to see you." And he was like, "Man, I'm not feeling good, but you guys came all this way. I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna perform."
Oh wow.
So, this guy was like, who knows what he felt like. He had to have felt like death if he was going to leave.
Yeah.
But he went up on stage anyway because people came to see him.
Mm-hmm.
He performed, he went home, and he died that night. That's crazy to me, man. Like, that's a performer. That's an artist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He took it all the way to the end. So that's cool, man. That's the foundation that Bakersfield music's built on.
Yeah, it's
are those
crazy though
guys.
because Merle Haggard, I don't know if he was on tour. Well, I take it because he was on the tour bus, and this is just all off of stuff that I've read throughout the time that he's been sick. But he got sick and he couldn't do a show, so he's resting in his tour bus. And I saw the picture, but they said there was an older man behind the bus on his knees praying, like praying for Merle,
For him to get,
yeah, hoping that he felt bad because he couldn't perform,
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm reading some more on it, and he ended up getting real sick, and he was there in his bed sick, and he told his son, like, I'm gonna pass away on my birthday.
Wow.
And his son was like, okay, Dad, like, cool, but what day did he pass away? He passed away on his birthday, man.
Yeah, that was
Like,
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, man, I don't know. I felt it because I was just like, damn, it's a part of the area where we're from. So
Yeah.
I felt it, but
It's a staple of
Prayers to
this
everybody.
area, man. That's they mean a lot to a lot of people. So
yeah.
Well-
But we're gonna do reviews on amps today. So right before we started this, we started getting into a little conversation of like guitarists, and I know everybody has their favorites, and we're like talking about top 5. But when you guys do this, I want you guys to think about like are you sure these are your picks? Because I'm thinking in the guitar range and stuff like that, it don't have to be in one genre. It could be anywhere. And there's some people that have made some impacts over the years in music.
Oh yeah.
And I think I'm gonna say one. I don't know. Is somebody ready to go? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I can.
okay, we're gonna let Mark go, but I'm just saying I think I'm gonna say one that nobody's gonna say, and it's just because I'm like, damn, I'm going way back too. So,
No, that's what's cool about it though. Everybody's different.
yeah,
For me, the top 2 that stand out like instantly: Eddie Van Halen, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Those are the 2. Third, I'll have to say these aren't in any order either. These are just top 5 because this is a hard question.
it is
any
it is.
genre.
It is.
So Eddie Van Halen, I'll have to say Carlos Santana, also.
Nice.
and then totally going off different from those guys. I'll have to say Chris Story from All Shall Perish, because when I listened to their music and started getting to know that guy, like he changed my style of playing and helped me like tremendously. So as far as influential, like he's probably the most influential for me. And then I'll have to say Ollie Herbert from All That Remains is my other favorite.
That guy's a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so unique, man, in his solos. He uses a lot of like Hungarian minor scales, which is it's based off of the natural minor. It's more kind of Egyptian, weird, and it's so hard to use that scale right, and he does it a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And just his phrasing, everything about the way he plays. But that's probably my top 5 right there, and that's
Nice.
like as far as that'll change probably in a year. I'll
Well,
probably have
that's
you know what I
gonna
mean?
that's gonna change every year.
Yeah.
Every year it's gonna change because you know you listen. It's what are you listening to at the time? You know, you forget people. You know, like you can't remember everything that's going on out there, and that's why I think like, damn, I appreciate that it's so deep of a profession that we have so many great talents.
Yeah.
You're actually one of them, Mark. Like I think you're badass, man.
Thank you.
I think you get off on the drum or on the guitar. I'm just picking away right here. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean? But you're great, man.
Thank
You're
you.
great. You're gonna do something good one of these days. Hopefully, I'm with you. But
Thanks, man.
if not,
Yeah.
I'll just write you cold healing. Just jump on the back like, what's up? But Theodore, you want to go?
Oh man, Mark, he's a guitar player, man, through and through. So, I gotta, when I think about guitar players, it's like, they might not be maybe the most technical guitar players, but they influence the music that kind of shaped my taste, and
Yeah.
I think, James Hetfield and Kurt Hammett, dude, they were, huge for me. So I'll roll those guys into one. Just the sound of Metallica, it's like it's so unique. They're James is like that just heavy
Do you
down
like
picking.
Do you like Metallica?
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if he was a big fan of Metallica or not.
yeah,
Yeah.
Adam Jones from Tool, his sound is ridiculous.
That's a good one.
I'm a big fan of Dave Navarro too with Jane's Addiction.
Wow. I've never.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's unique right there.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
I
coming at
really,
all.
really think, dude. I mean, if you listen to him with Red Hot Chili Peppers, he did one record with him called One Hot Minute. My favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers record. I like Dave Navarro, dude. He's got a really unique thing going on. Alex Lifeson from Rush.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Good one.
And then I think maybe like Keith Richards. Rolling Stones, dude. That guy's like, he
That's-
shaped a lot of, like, I know he was like super, super influential.
Yeah, that's way back right there, man.
Yeah. Growing up and listening to that stuff, it's like all the things that, rolling around with my uncle Dave, my dad's older brother. He's a big time musician. He's a guitar player. And he was always listening to Rolling Stones, man. And he'd be like, you got to check this out. No, you got to really listen to it. He was so into it. And, that was one of my first, bands that really, I was like, wow, that is cool. When you're listening to, just random shit when you're a little kid, whatever's popular. But listening to the Rolling Stones, listening to Metallica, Rush, those bands. So I'll stick with those
That's
guys.
a good list, man.
Yeah.
That's a good list.
That's cool hearing that too, coming from like a solid drummer too.
Yeah.
You could see like the difference, like from my list to yours, like
It was kind of proggy and like the rock stuff, with the Stones. You got Tool and Rush. Rush being like the precursor to Tool, right?
Yeah.
Like progressive music, that's where it went. Rush, Tool kind of came in the 90s and they did a whole different thing. Now, Jesus, look at all these metal bands that we like. They're way more technical, with all these crazy time signatures than Rush and Tool ever have been,
Yeah, the more after hearing you talk about it too, Kurt Hammett is like a close 6 on mine too, because
Yeah.
he was I listened to that a lot growing up,
Yeah.
and I keep thinking of other ones. Per Nielsen from Scar Cemetery. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. Dude, he's one of the cleanest shredders out there. His phrasing, his scales too. He uses a lot of odd scales. But Sinister Gates too is another one. That's like 8. I could probably be happy with that list. 5 is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ask me like 5 drummers, that would be really rough because
Yeah.
there's just so many good ones,
Yeah, but that's the beautiful thing about it is you can change every time.
Yeah.
And to me, it's not offensive at all because, like I said, it's deep. Like it's a wide
It's a
range.
personal thing too.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
what
really
affects
personal.
you.
Yeah.
That's what music is. Music is personal. So, I don't think anybody takes offense to not being on your list. Like
Yeah.
that's just your
It's your
list.
list.
What's their list? Their list you might not be their favorite drummer on their list, you know.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you're my favorite drummer.
Oh man, look at that, Buddy Bears.
You're my second favorite drummer.
You're my second.
Are we just sit around here and freaking jerk each other off on this episode or what?
No, we're not. gonna
Leisure,
do
you got to give us your favorite. Jesus Christ.
that.
five-
for flav.
Five for fighting.
Five for fighting.
Favorite
Five favorite.
seconds
$5
summer.
box.
Something.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So the first three that I'm just gonna say and that's just going back to the older guys that paved the way. Jimmy Page. I'm gonna go with Santana because I love Santana.
He's cool, man.
But the one that, man, I've always thought about, and this one's the most unique one for me, and it's just because when he was playing, when he was doing this, when you think of people playing fast, this guy was playing fast before anybody, and it's Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry was bad, bro.
Yeah.
Chuck Berry
Dude,
was,
yeah.
he
I
was-
mean, he paved the way, dude.
he was
He's one of
going,
those
you know what I mean?
pioneers.
But-
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I mean, like, I want to throw Hendrix and stuff in there, but now I'm going to just say the two that are in the area where I'm listening to now and stuff. And Sinister Gates is one in my favorite band, so they sparked the fire in me, so he's got to be on there. And then Jeff Loomis.
Yeah.
What band? Nevermore?
Well, now he's in Arch Enemy.
Nevermore but Arch Enemy.
Okay.
And his
Oh.
solo projects. Yeah.
Dude, he's so good. He is.
What about
so
Devin
good.
Townsend? That guy's bad, too.
Damn, he's so good.
Devin
he's good.
Townsend?
Yeah, he's good guitar
I
player.
like Devin Townsend.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jeff Loomis on my list. I like him.
Yeah, he's bad, dude.
Yeah, he's bad.
Super, super tasty.
Yeah.
So, do you guys want to roll into this gear review?
Yeah,
You
let's
want to
do
get
that.
on that?
Yeah, we can do that.
So, let's, what do you want to start with?
We can start with whichever one you want to start. I think we start off with your orange. It's
With my orange.
the newest thing in this room.
It is.
So-
We just got it a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Ordered it. So American Musical Supply, orange micro dark terror head. I paid $189 for it, and then I got the. They recommended the orange. What was it? PPC 8 or something. It's the 8-inch cab. It's super small. It was a lot smaller than I expected. It's just got a single 8-inch speaker in it. But the amp head is a 25 watt amp head, and it's a valve hybrid, so it's got a 12AX7 preamp tube and then a solid state power amp. And it's as basic gets. It's just got a single gain knob. It's got a shape knob. And how would you say that works? It scoops the mids going forward, like towards 1 o'clock position, and then rolling the knob past 12 towards like 11 o'clock. You're going to be boosting the highs and the lows
As you go higher on that? Is that what you mean?
as you turn it more towards going backwards, like 11, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it works. I mean, it doesn't have, any treble, mid. It just has that shape knob. It's what's going
It's
to get you
all
your
kind
tone.
of rolled into one
Yeah.
knob on this. It's as basic gets, and a volume knob. It's got a single guitar input in the front. It's also got a headphone jack with they call it amp cab or cab circuitry. What did they call that? Do you remember? Amp sim or cab sim.
Something like that, yeah.
It's the cab sim circuitry. So
Yeah,
it's
there you
supposed to emulate the Orange 412 Voice of the World cabinet when you run direct through that. And then it's also got a buffered effects loop in the back. So we did a couple takes. We recorded this amp direct through the headphone out that has the amp sim. And then we also did another take where we recorded the 8-inch cab with an SM57. So what we'll do is we'll play the direct into the board. We can talk about it, how we feel about it. Then we can play the sample that we have recorded with the SM57. So we'll stop that. I'm going to play the sample for you guys. We'll see you in a sec. So that was the headphone direct out with the amp sim. All right, we're gonna roll the same. It's the same thing, but we're gonna play it mic'd up through the 8-inch cabinet. So check this sample. All right, so that was recorded with the SM57. So, what did you guys think of the Orange Micro Dark Terror?
First, it sounds, dude. I mean, you're getting for your bang for your buck on that. I mean, you really are for that price. There's a few things I would have liked to have seen, but then you got to take in. Okay, we're going to be comparing it to the Line 6. I'm just going to say it already before. And for what you get with that, all the different tones, this is you're going to have a really good. We didn't do a clean tone sample on here.
No.
Maybe we'll do that next time. Because it has a really good clean. We turn down the gain on it and the shape a little bit, and it really does sound really good. And then we also got a good blues tone with it.
Yeah. It handles its business. You know, it'll do nice cleans. It'll do, it's got a nice high gain distortion. It's about the size of an iPhone 6S Plus.
It's really, it really surprised me actually. I didn't know it was that micro. It's tiny.
It's super small.
So it's really
like
easy
when
to
they say
take with you.
lunchbox amps,
Yeah.
it's literally the size of a lunchbox. I mean,
Yeah,
it's tiny.
The other thing too, I did notice. I know it's meant for high gain, but this amp it would be suited better to run at like a little bit lower gain and add like a tube screamer or some type of pedal to it. Because the more you turn up that gain, like you guys were hearing it too, it gets really muddy and scratchy and kind of inaudible. So you want to keep the gain. Where's it at? About like 2 or 3 o'clock maybe? Or
Yeah, it's
maybe 4?
about 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
The farthest I put it is about 3, and when you roll past that, 5 o'clock is about the max gain point on the knob. So 3 is about as high as you can go, but 1 or 2 is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't overdo it. A lot of people starting out
They just
playing
wanna
metal,
crank
they'll
it.
want to like, okay, metal, that means gain all the way up. Dude, if you listen to like these really good recordings, the gain's not even that high.
Yeah.
It's the same, depending on the amp, of course, but
Okay, but this amp is really versatile too, right?
Yeah.
As far as I've got it hooked up to this baby cabinet that's got 1/8-inch speaker in it, and that's what we use to record this because the price of that cab and that head is the same as the Line 6. They're about $299 for them both together. The nice thing is that Micro Dark was pushing the 412 cabinet too. When we played it, so that's nice that you can go from an 8-inch practice cab, you can set it on a single 12 cab, 212, 412, because it'll go from 8 to 16
like any
ohms.
head. Yeah, I mean anytime you get a guitar head
Yeah, so
separate, you can use the cab's going to make a big difference. We recorded it on the Orange cab just so you guys could get an idea because that was
the price.
Recommended setup. It's
Yeah.
the small little micro setup, but you could take that like you were saying and run it into a really really nice Mesa cab and it'll sound a lot better.
Yeah. So that's a plus for the Orange. It being small. I plan on taking it with me when I go on the road for work, and I can play it through headphones in the hotel and stuff.
Well, you could even play it on this little cab that you got right there. Like it's the whole thing is really
it's
mobile.
super small.
Like, it's really small. It's smaller than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a bigger cab.
Yeah.
But when I saw it, he sent me a picture and it was on the desk right here, and I was like, oh shit.
I got the shipping the drop ship thing. They'll send you the email from FedEx, and I show up to the house and I'm like, where's the rest of it? Like it was just a small box, like maybe 18 inches by a foot. I was like, geez, man, it was a super small box. So it is a tiny amp.
Yeah, but that's a good thing though. That's because if you're on the move and you want to take your guitar can go with you anywhere, you know, but like moving an amp, you know, it's got to be mobile.
Dude, it's a lot of work.
And this thing right here is pretty mobile. You know what I mean? Like,
did it come with a travel case or some kind of case to put in?
No, Orange does sell like a padded gig bag for it.
For this specifically, for the small
Yeah,
one.
and you know, it really looks like one of those little micro cooler lunch boxes. That's what the gig bag looks like.
But it doesn't. You have to pay. Do you know how much that is?
I
on
think
top?
it's $20
Okay, that's not
for the
bad.
little gig bag.
But I'd recommend getting that if you get, because the whole point of this thing is to get this if you're going to be moving around and playing on your own.
yeah.
You know, you're not really going to be. I mean, you can't unless you hook it up to the cab. We haven't
big
tried that
cabs,
playing
yeah.
with the drummer or full band. I'm not too sure how that would work, but I'm sure it would sound good if you can hook it up to a full size cab. It should be all right. You know.
I think that this too could be a great backup amp. Like, you know, you're carrying around your 6505 and that amp burns out and you have that in your gig bag.
Yeah.
You know, that could pull spot duty. You know, it's something super portable. You're not lugging around a full extra amp head. And that, you know, you can mic that up and run it through front of the house and you could get by with that amp.
To be, we were talking about this too, and to be honest, when I first heard about they're coming out with another micro thing, like I thought it was gimmick, you know, like all this little tiny, because they're doing the pedals now where they're making micro, like tube screamers, like they're super small. That's the new thing, but I can see its uses now, you know, for lugging
Yeah.
it around. I mean, like we were talking about, this thing probably weighs 2 pounds or something. It's so
I think it's like 1.7
it's
pounds.
crazy
it weighs
light
nothing.
and small. Yeah, so it has its advantages for sure.
Yeah.
So-
it's got that vintage orange look.
Yeah, it looks badass.
I mean,
it's like the flat black.
It
and-
looks bad.
Yeah.
Like when you see it in person, you're like, that's a fucking toy. It's not real.
Yeah.
You know, like it's the head is so freaking small.
Yeah.
Like it's really small.
But it's quality build. Like
Yeah.
it looks like, but when you feel it and
But
the
when
knobs
you-
are good. I mean, obviously
Yeah,
it's
when
orange
you,
quality.
when you touch
still.
it
Yeah.
and you're like, oh shit, you know, you're feeling everything. You know, you get the sound coming out of it. You're like, hey, that shit cranks up pretty loud. You know, so I love the look. You know what I mean, I like the orange symbol. That's what I like about oranges. Is I like their symbol. You know, I like how they got that bassinet. You know,
What is that, like tweed
Yeah.
grill cover?
Their cabs, I run my 6505 through an orange cab too. Their cabs are built very well. They're thick wood. And this one actually, you could tell the
Yeah,
thickness of it. It looks the same quality as their bigger one, which I was
Yep.
kind of like, oh, it's probably going to be, you know, a little bit thinner, but it
No
doesn't-
drop off.
Nothing, dude. It has all the same features as the other ones. So.
It's a legit orange,
Yeah.
and it, you know, if it bears their name, I think that they're a company that stands behind their product.
yeah.
They're not gonna put their name on a piece of trash.
yeah, no,
And-
it's good.
Yeah,
It's a nice.
I think it was a good
amp.
investment for me. You know, I like it. It's gonna pull its duty here in the Beat Lab. You know, we'll write songs through it and have fun with it, and you know, it's a nice piece to have here. But Leisure here, he's got Line 6 Spider Force 75 watt combo amp. It's got a single 12-inch Celestion speaker in that cab. How are you feeling about that, dude?
I love it, man. I love it. It's got a built-in tuner. You know what I mean, it's got a recorder. You can loop stuff. You know, the cool thing about it, and I think that's like the signature on this amp right here, is there's a bunch of presets for certain artists. You know, certain bands, certain decades. You know, songs in the decades, and there's a lot. And then it has its own user presets that you can set your own sound of what you want to create. But I think it's awesome, man. I don't have a problem with it at all. You know, and
I don't think anybody does.
what was the one previous to this that you had?
We had in the Beat Lab before. I think that was that a
3?
Spider 3?
Yeah,
it was a Spider 3 150 watt combo. Same thing. It was a generation older, twice the power though. It had the 212s versus the 112. And you know, a lot of the demos that were recorded here with, you know, various, you know, bands and stuff, a lot of the stuff was recorded through that Line 6. It's really versatile, and I can definitely tell that the tones and everything through the Spider 4, they've definitely came up too. They've
Yeah.
upgraded their tones, and the thing sounds great. We ran direct and we ran mic'd with the SM57, just like with the Orange. So let's play the direct recording first, and then we'll compare
Yeah,
them
go
with the mic, and we'll check that out. So here we go. This is a direct in recording out of the pod style out of the back of the Line 6 Spider 4. Yo, yeah, that was the direct, and there's a big difference
Yeah,
between there.
there's a big difference.
You'll see too. Play the mic'd one. Is
All right,
that's my
let's play
favorite.
that one. All right, this is mic'd with the SM57.
mic'd.
Damn, I think that's the wiener.
Ooh.
That's the wiener. Dude, mic'd up, that thing sounded really, really good.
Here's my thing, dude. Any amp you get, if it has a direct input option, maybe it's just because I'm old school. I'm not really that old school, but miking to me is the best option anytime.
Yeah.
You get such a different sound, and you can move the mic in little different, depending on where you put it on the speaker, and you're gonna get a different tone.
Yeah.
So I think that's the way to go compared to going in. But there's digital amps out there that like Axe Effects that sound amazing ran direct through. So
Yeah, everything they do the cabinet modeling, and
Yeah.
you can move around the mic
on the
thing. Yeah. So that thing's doing everything virtually that we do like physically with a physical amp, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a whole different beast. But
And I will say this, credit to the guitar player, Mark Munoz.
Mark killed it on that, dude, with
Yeah.
those sweep
Oh
arpeggios.
yeah.
God
Oh yeah.
damn.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, yeah. Shit, that shit was good. Yeah, play that shit.
The drums were awesome too, man.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Well, dude,
It almost took an act of God to set this shit up though. Yeah, I mean, like, I thought fucking,
All 45 mics and
yeah, it was. I was like, shit, dude.
miking
Look
the
at
drums aren't very fun.
fuck.
Yeah.
oh, that was tedious.
But
and
you know
pain in
what?
the ass, but-
Credit to the drummer. He did his job. That's what drummers do. They're supposed to get in there and do
we're
their job.
workhorses.
Yeah,
Just do work.
but
The versatility of the Line 6, I am like, dude, I don't know why that thing should ever get shade, bro. That thing is so versatile. It does things. I mean, it's great. In the studio, that thing owns, man. It's great for a project studio like what
Yeah.
we have here.
Yeah.
You cannot beat that.
yeah,
mean,
I don't.
For the money, $300, and you've got, thousands and thousands of combinations. That's insane.
Yeah, and I just think if you really want, like, if you're a guitarist and you want to have fun, this is fun right here because it's got all these presets and
Yep.
you don't have to do. And then anytime you get out of tune, you just right there and get yourself back in tune.
Yeah.
And you just
tuner
go.
the tuner works pretty good.
Okay.
Like if you're gonna get, I'd still recommend getting a tuner. There's some tunings it won't register. Like for my 8-string, I don't think it'll even tune
Oh yeah,
the 8-string
The
or the
A.
7 really.
Yeah.
If I'm not in standard tuning, but
Yeah.
it's there for regular tuning. Half step down, it'd probably do fine.
yeah.
And then all the preset
We just used a preset. We didn't dial in anything on this amp,
No.
right?
And we didn't add any kind of compression.
That's it.
or
Yeah, no
nothing.
compression, no EQ.
Yeah.
So when you listen to those amps, the amps were ran directly in there with a mic. There's no extra color on those. So it's a real good representation of what that amp sounds like, I think. And
Yeah.
I think we replicated it as best we could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about the Line 6 though, comparing them, because I guess we should start comparing both of them.
Yeah.
The thing I will say about the Line 6 is that we've said it before, all the options on there, and then you get chorus, you have a delay,
Flanger,
it has a tap tempo on there for
Yep.
the delay,
Yeah.
flanger, so it has those cool effects on it.
all the reverb, spring reverb and stuff.
Which
yeah.
the orange is bare. You're getting the bare bone. You're getting a shape knob, a gain knob, and a volume knob,
That's it.
and that's it.
So when in comparison, bang for your buck, what is it? Because
It
they're
depends.
close in
They're
close in range.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in price.
In
They're,
price
You have
they're
to
right
that's why we're
there.
comparing them. Yeah. 'cause
Yeah,
They're-
so there's a guy out there that's got to be sitting there listening, going, "Well, I've got $300 to spend. I can buy a Line 6, or I can buy one of these orange amps," because that was the dilemma for me. I wanted something for the studio.
yeah.
Depends on what you're doing. If all you're doing is recording tracks in your bedroom, that you cannot go wrong.
I was
with
just about to bring
Line 6.
that up though. The Line 6, the more you turn it up, in my opinion, the worse it sounds. So if you were to play, I'd recommend the orange if you were like playing with the band or with other people. I'd recommend the Line 6 for
the
studio.
studio.
recording. And if
Bedroom
you're jamming
practice,
by yourself,
yeah.
And but the orange is going to be great for jamming by yourself too. So it's close, man. It's actually
They're both great. They're
Yeah.
both so good. I mean, for $300, the value that you get from either one, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
The orange, you're not going to get all the effects. You know, you're going to have to spend extra
more money, and it's
You're
yeah,
gonna you could get
that's
your
true.
stomp boxes, and you have to buy a tuner, or you
Which
don't
could be
have a
a
looper.
couple $100 extra.
Exactly.
and you don't need that with the Line 6 at all.
Best bang for your buck is definitely the Line
Yeah.
6.
And I like
There's no
I
doubt.
like as far as the recording comparison, I think the Line 6 sounded better too in this case.
Yeah.
it did.
Yeah, for record, but like you said, if you're gonna play right there with a drummer playing loud,
Yeah.
the Line 6 is probably not the way.
It's
you're
not
gonna
gonna
go,
cut it.
You know,
No.
You know,
But-
you can hook the line or the orange through a bigger cab, and it'll keep up with
And it
the
has
drummer.
that tube, so tubes are meant to be pushed.
Yeah.
They sound better the more you turn it up. Digital amps don't sound better when you turn them up. Usually, it's kind of a general rule for all of them. So the fact that that's a hybrid and it has that tube, I think that helps it in that case.
Yeah.
And I would say, you know, seeing as I have the Line 6, you know, I'm cool with the Line 6, but I'm basically after doing the comparison and listening to it and actually seeing what the Line 6 can do, you know, versus the orange, it's basically going to come down to a preference.
Personal preference.
That's all it is. It's going to be a preference. You can't go as far in range than the Line 6, you know, but with the Line 6 you can't go as loud as the orange. You know, so like it's just going to be a preference of what you want to spend your $300 on at the time, you know?
Yeah.
It's like what, $280 to $300.
Yeah, it was like $189 for the head and $100 for that little cab.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you're not going to play with a drummer with that 8-inch cab either. I'm talking about running that through a
You're gonna
a
have to get a
212,
bigger cab.
Yeah, a 212 or a 412 cab.
But it'll be worth it.
It'll
sound a
be
lot
yeah,
better.
it sounds great. So they're both great amps, and I mean, hats off to Line 6, hats off to Orange, because they give something for a price that normal people can afford. You know, that's something that, you know, I'm not a guitar player, so I don't want to go out and spend $2,000 on a cab and a head and everything. I just want something that I can noodle around with here in the Beat Lab.
Yeah.
So that's great. You know,
Yeah.
it does the job. I'm happy, super
Yeah.
happy with it.
I'm happy for you, man, cuz you were like super pumped up waiting for this, you know?
I read, I did my due diligence. I read all the information I could online about it, and I think it's cool that that little tiny amp can power a big cabinet and can play here in the studio. So it was a good buy, man. I think it would be cool if people left us some feedback, maybe on Facebook or Twitter, after listening to the sound samples and give us your opinion.
Yeah,
Let us know what
which
you
ones
think.
thought. Yeah. It'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So Orange, Micro Dark Terror, and the Line 6 Spider 4.
Awesome.
Awesome stuff, man. What do we
else-
got?
what
do we
else
got
do we got
next?
here, man?
Yeah.
I have a thing. I'm in the market for a guitar.
Oh yeah, me too.
I think I'm always in the market.
Yeah, you're a
Mark
guitar
is-
player. You should be.
He's always in. My thing is, I would like what I would like to know, and that's what I'm saying. Once we put this out there, and the people are listening, I would like somebody to comment on what they think I should get. What should I get? Why?
Well, what do you
like,
want?
I want people's. It's not what I. It's I want. I want something decent. Like, I talked about, you get a guitar at the $300 range. Okay, $300 to $400 range. You're limited on everything.
Yeah.
There's not too many colors. The pickups might be crap. The strings obviously are crap. But then you go to a range of like $800 to $1,000. To me, $800 to $1,000 is a lot farther from $300. So I expect to get some decent ass shit. Like, I'm gonna give you $1,000. I want something decent. What's decent? What's the best fucking shit out there?
What's the best guitar under $1,000?
Let me tell you this. Okay, from those two price points, what you're paying for, anything I would say even under $400 or $500, you're getting really bad pickups, really bad tuners, and the craftsmanship of the actual guitar, like where they make them, it's not going to be pros making the guitars. They're going to be rushed out. You can still find rare gems in those cheaper guitars. Like if you find one that plays decent, but you don't like the sound, just buy new tuners, buy new pickups, and it'll sound like $1,000 guitar. No one's going to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get into that higher range, like you're talking about, anywhere from, I would say from 650, 700 up to like 1200, you're getting like really good Seymour Duncan pickups or EMG pickups. You're getting like the Grover tuners, locking tuners. You're getting more, like you're saying, finishes, and the looks start to get nicer. You can get, quilt tops or flame tops or different colors, depending on that. And then obviously if you go above, 1,500 or whatever, then you're talking custom guitars. So,
Yeah.
but
And don't get me wrong. I'm taking it level by level. I've owned a shitter guitar. I've owned a piece of shit.
you got to
know
start
what I mean?
somewhere, man.
Yeah, I've owned a piece of shit. But I'm going to tell you this right now. I bought a Yamaha acoustic guitar from Front Porch Music. It was $100, $99. That was the best acoustic guitar I've ever had. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I believe you, man.
The way it sounded, everything, like the action on it, I was like, God damn! I said this thing. After I got rid of that, I was like, my sister got an Epiphone Hummingbird. My Yamaha was funking on that thing.
Really?
Like I was like, I killed it on my Yamaha. Like my Yamaha was better than that, But that's the thing is, I'm not gonna say that there's not something out there for like $500 that's not gonna be my cup of tea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There might be, but I just want to know. Other different people have different opinions, and I've been sold before on one person's opinion, and listening to just one person say, "Nah, you don't want to do that," just because they don't like it.
Yeah.
Actually, fuck
Not
me.
the way to go.
And it's
Play
like,
it, man. Go down to whatever store. I'm not going to say the store, but
Yeah.
go to any store that has guitars. Play them all, man, that are in your price range. And
Yeah.
whatever one you think plays the best, get that one, because it's not necessarily going to be. It could be one of the cheaper ones, But if you're happy with it, play it, because, like you said, every player has different styles, and then you got to take into consideration too. Like you were saying earlier, before we were talking about this, you want like an all around. You don't want like a shredder guitar. You want something that you can kind of is versatile, So that's going to also narrow down your search to what you want.
Yeah.
As far as, and then you like the wood, the natural on the neck. You don't like the gloss painted, which I don't either. Kind of holds up your thumb a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like a car, man. They all drive different. Everybody wants something slightly different.
Yeah. I know, it's something that you're going to shop around for.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. If I'm going to spend close to $1,000, or maybe even possibly go over $1,000. I don't know. I'm crazy like that. I wouldn't put it past me to do some dumb shit. Like
It happens.
come out fucking Carlos Santana like a motherfucker.
I've done that before too, expecting to buy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna only spend $1,000,
Yeah.
and then this $2,000 guitar comes.
Yeah,
out.
but if I do that, I want to make sure that I'm doing it like if it was a tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get what I want to get, and I want to make sure because it's going on my body. You know what I mean? And that's what I want this guitar to be. Is I want it to be something that I'm okay with, that I don't have any regrets later. Even though I can probably sell it, somewhere afterwards.
And you're gonna want to.
Yeah,
It happens.
Yeah, it will happen.
If I kept all my guitars, I think I'd have 20.
But I'll
only
tell
have
you
4.
this is one of my, and I don't think I'm going to start until next year. Well, actually I'll be starting this year because I'm going to get a guitar this year. But I was talking to Ted here. I think just because I'm starting to get into this and I actually like it, I think I'm going to buy one every year, like a nice one every year.
Or you can
Start
buy
a
one,
collection.
Buy one every other year, and then
Really
the year in
buy something
between.
nice.
No, the year in between, like give the other one out as a gift to somebody that would really like it.
Shit.
Like Mark.
God damn. You're out.
And I'll recommend which guitars to get for that person.
Holy shit, dude. Son of a gun. You're
You
talking
know,
crazy, Mark.
Hey,
You're
when
talking
you buy
crazy.
something, don't settle, man. That's the thing that I've learned. I've bought so much shit because I settled for it. And the whole time it's like you know what you want. You just don't want to pay that much, That was like always like the shtick on DW. There is no such thing as a cheap drum workshop kit. And it was like after finally playing it, you're like, damn it, you have to spend the money. So when you find that thing, you're gonna know what you love. Get what you love, man. Don't fuck around and buy something shitty. Don't settle. If you have to wait a little bit longer, but get what you love, man.
Yeah, and I've ordered a couple guitars, like my Kiesel. I didn't play that before. I just knew it was gonna be good. There's nothing but good reviews on those. And then I had a Ernie Ball Music Man Petrucci Majesty, and I didn't play that. I played it, and then I ordered one though.
Yeah.
And so you kind of never know. At least play the model though that you're thinking about buying. If you
Yeah.
can find one somewhere, even don't just kind of go based off of that looks really cool and it sounds cool.
Yeah.
So
Which is kind of like the shtick on Agile guitars, right? I look at those online and those look dope, man. But you can't go them and play them anywhere.
yeah, so you're kind of taking a risk.
Yeah,
little
you're
bit.
rolling the dice at what that guitar is
But
going to be like.
there's a lot of guitars out there that you cannot find in a store. Like, well, I don't know. I guess if I go to a bigger city and they have a bigger inventory, they might have, you
Yeah, you could find
I
them
went
there for
locally
used or
here. I
something.
couldn't find I wanted to check out the Matt Heafy signature
Epiphone?
seven string Epiphone Les Paul,
Yeah.
but
They didn't have it
they
here.
didn't have it here. But
They probably have it in Hollywood.
yeah, they might have it in
They
Hollywood.
can, check it out. Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about. That's such a big store over there.
Mm.
Maybe next time we go down to LA, we just
Well, you got
walk
that
up in
big
there.
Sam Ash like right across the street too.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of big music stores down there. That's like the mecca. They've got so much gear down there. That's where the music scene lives. That's the heart and soul, man. LA. So
Yeah, it is.
yeah, you're gonna be able to find whatever the hell you're looking for down there.
Yeah.
All right, so before we wrap this up, let's talk about this little giveaway that we're gonna do. And who wants to say what you have to do to get this little care package? And it's gonna include a couple of like maybe some acoustic strings and some electric strings.
It's gonna be a little guitar player
Yeah.
survival pack, right?
There might be some little picks in there, like an assortment of picks.
Some extra goodies.
Yeah, some little goodies. I don't know.
It's a
We're gonna go
mystery
shopping.
bag.
We're gonna
mystery
go shopping.
bag.
Yeah.
And we're gonna hook some people up. But so how are we gonna choose the winner, guys?
We're gonna post audio clips of each amp, and we want you guys on the Facebook, on the actual post that we do, like the post, share it, and then also comment on which one you thought was the best. If you thought it was clip 1, 2, 3, or 4, which is line 6 or orange, and then we'll pick from those people. We'll have like a
From
drawing
everybody that commented.
that commented, liked it, and shared it. You gotta do all.
Okay, you got to do all three,
Mhm.
and then
that
your-
enters you into
and then
the
your
drawing.
name's gonna go in the box.
in the box.
And
Or
it'll
in
be
the- in the
randomly.
we're gonna get a little tumbling ring thing, you know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we'll put the
we'll do a
we'll put-
bingo.
yeah, we'll-
bingo balls.
Yeah.
We'll put the little names in there, and we'll just turn that little son bitch
and
sideways.
we'll deliver it. One of us will deliver it to you.
That's unless you
Unless you
out-
live in
Oh,
like
shit! You know what?
the Republic of China or
well, we
something.
can we can ship it to them if they're far away.
Yeah.
If you're local,
yeah, we'll take it to you.
We'll take it to you if you're.
I might
I'll
show
do
up
it.
and jump out of a cake.
Yeah,
and
it'll be a
give you-
special. It'll be a special way of presenting it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm with that. We'll do it. You want to do it on the show next week?
Yeah, you have a week from today, so you have till next Sunday. Actually, we'll say till Saturday because we do
Yeah.
it Sunday. So
Well, okay. So
You have a week to
next
do it.
next Sunday.
we'll
That's
draw 'em.
Yeah.
not Wednesday, right?
No.
we'll wait till we'll do the full week.
Okay.
We'll give it a
All
full
right.
week.
Okay.
So we'll be able to remind people on. We're gonna do a show on Wednesday with Kay, right? You got a guest
Yeah,
coming on.
Yeah.
So we'll give a little friendly reminder. We'll give it the full 7 days, and we'll draw somebody on next Sunday's episode.
Yeah, and I will be posting up, maybe some clips of Kay on the Facebook and stuff, so people know who we're gonna be talking to, and maybe they'll tune in that day.
Yeah, we
It's gonna
also just created an Instagram today, so follow us on that too
Yeah.
at the Beat Lab Podcast.
Yeah, Beat Lab Podcast. The Beat Lab Podcast on Twitter.
Beat Lab
Yes, the Beat Lab podcast.
Ah, the Beat Lab. Oh, come listen to us. Oh,
Look at our pictures.
yeah, like on it.
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry.
All right, this
We
shit's
just lost-
over.
we
This
just
shit's
lost-
over.
All right, yeah,
we're done.
we're starting to
We're
get weird
done
on this shit.
There's too much shit going on, and
Let's play some music right now, guys.
All right.
Ted's
All right,
Ted's
peace
gonna
out.
get down on mic right now.
All right, this is the Beat Lab. We're out.
Like.